So To Kill a Mockingbird came out in 1962, and it stars Gregory Peck. And let's go ahead and turn on the chat here. So Gregory Peck, speaking of kind of a behind-the-scenes detail about this movie, he gives a really good speech near the climax of the film, and it runs for about 6 minutes and 30 seconds. He nailed it in a single take. And I just think that's so cool. I think Gregory Peck is such a great actor, and very underrated one, I might add. I think he's really, really cool. And I'll talk about that later on when it comes to acting, but I wouldn't put it past him. He's an excellent actor. All right, the next details. So Mary Badham, she plays Scout in this movie, and Gregory Peck. They became very close during the film and kept in touch for the rest of his life. And they would call each other by the characters' names for the rest of his life, too. So I think that's a really cute little touch there. Because you could tell they had real on-screen chemistry, like really connected with each other in a very father-daughter way. I thought they did really good there. Alright, so now I'll get into my thoughts on the plot of To Kill a Mockingbird. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5. I think it's an excellent plot. You know, to me, the highlight of the movie is actually shown right here, the court scene. You know, I think we could have spent a little bit less time with the kids, and I know it's told from Scout's perspective. So if that's the case, I wish we had more of the narration then, because it's very hit and miss. It's very choppy. It's not really there. But I love the courtroom scene. It's a very powerful and very great moment of the film. And again, that monologue by Gregory Peck really elevates that as well. And I think it's a great story overall. I see why we read it in high school. It's great film all around. Yeah, no, I love it. I love it so much. I actually do own it on VHS, so I'm definitely picking up that 4K from, I believe Universal did it. So yeah, I'm checking that out. But those are my overall thoughts on the plot. 4.5 out of 5. Alright, next is the acting. I gave it a 5 out of 5. So, Gregory Peck, he steals the show. He's the best actor in the whole film. Every scene he's in, he's incredible. But I also like the kid actor for Jem. He's shown on the left there. You could tell, like, a scene I'm thinking of in particular. There's a rabid dog coming down the street, and Atticus shoots the dog, right? And you could see the admiration that Jem has for his dad. And I love that. I think that actor, he was like 10 years old, 12 years old. He really captivated that and really showed, wow, he really loves his dad. And yeah, I just think overall, it's great cast, great acting. I also like Tom Robinson's actor, played by Brock Peters. If you've ever seen the Star Trek movies, he's in those as well. But he was excellent as Tom Robinson, and just kind of showing us the tragedy of the character, especially when he's giving his testimony. Excellent scene. The real actor I really didn't like was Scout, but then again, she was a kid actress. You're kind of not supposed to, but apparently she got nominated for an Oscar. So, okay, there's that. I think Jem should have got it. He was a way better kid actor in my opinion. Scout was just alright. But overall, great acting. So now, let's move on to directing. So Robert Mulligan, he's the director right there. I think this is the only film I've seen by him. I thought he did great, but I do wish there's more consistency with the narrator. That is definitely more of an editing job that he could have helped out with, because he's the one who makes the final say, right? Other than the studio, but yeah, I wish there was more of a consistent narrator. That took me a little bit out of the film. I just wanted more scenes with Atticus. Gregory Peck was so good. He was just incredible. But again, the directing was great. 4.5 out of 5. You could tell he really cared about the story, and he was very innovative with camera work, and I'll talk about that in cinematography, but yeah, no, it was excellent. Highly, highly, highly recommend checking it out just for this alone. He was a great director. Alright, speaking of that, cinematography and special effects. Holy cow. Amazing. 5 out of 5. the intro title sequence. Now, if you've ever seen Napoleon Dynamite, Nacho Libre, it's kind of similar to this, where the character's like writing out the title of the movie, right? Now, they don't carry that out for the rest of the intro title, but I still think it was really innovative that they're creating the title sequence with real-world objects instead of text over the film. I thought that was a really cool effect. And I think it was Scout who's drawing it with a crayon, and she's like humming along and all of that. I thought that was really cool. But just, such good camera work, especially the close-ups of the people's faces when they're giving their testimonies in the courtroom. Excellent. And you could kind of tell how unhinged some of the characters are. Really good. Really good acting. Really good cinematography and special effects and all of that. There weren't any special effects, I should add. It was just really good camera work. Very innovative. It felt more modern than it did a 60s film. So I thought that was really cool. Very innovative. Alright, next is the music. So the music, I gave it a 5 out of 5. You know, it was excellent. It was used sparingly, for sure. But when it was used, it was excellent. It was used when it was needed, especially in the end credits. Just all around, excellent music. I definitely want to, pick up a CD or something for it. I just loved it. Really good. It's very memorable, too. I think it's one of the better scores of this era. Because, back in the old time, you were more focused on the acting than you were anything else. The actors, I should say. So this is a really kind of a change where all the music is just as memorable as the movie is. So I love that. And I recommend listening to it. Alright, so tallying that all up, that brings my Letterboxd score to 4.8 out of 5, which I'm rounding to a 5 out of 5. Bonjour, not a fed. Then I give it a 96% on Letterboxd, or a critic list rather, 4.8 on Letterboxd. Yes, I highly recommend this movie wholeheartedly. It's got great dialogue, great drama. The subject matter itself of an innocent man being tried for a crime he didn't commit is amazing. It's also a great way of showing that while there were horrible things going on, especially in the Jim Crow South, there were still good people. Atticus Finch, he's a great character. A great man to look up to, I think. Just overall, excellent film. I highly recommend checking it out. And it's just great at showing that how far we've come since the 1930s. I mean, this is 90 years ago the film takes place. So I think just as a society, we've come so far since this. I think that's really cool.